Hi guys, and welcome back to the Trek Collector. I'd like to say a big thank you for all you guys that checked out my last review on the AMT, the USS Enterprise model set with the 7 Enterprises in that kit. Amazing little kit. If anyone was following me on Twitter or on Facebook, you would have seen my final product where I just spray painted them gold. Nice easy touch for anyone that isn't too big into proper modelling. It's definitely turned out really, really well. It's something very, very simple and easy to do. So I'd like to thank you all guys for following me on the last one. But I have been a little behind with these 2 reviews, and it is issue 98 and 99 of the Star Trek Starship collections from Eaglemoss. So this month we got the USS Rhode Island, and we also got Arctic 1. Now I do think these models were both overlooked by a fantastic model that came out with this pack, which was the USS Franklin, and that was an amazing an amazing, nice special collector's edition. So before I go on any further, let us take a look through the magazines, and then we will look at the models themselves. So here we got the cover and a lovely illustration of the USS Rhode Island, NCC 72701. And if we look at some of the specifications, registry NCC 72701, class Nova, 25th century, crew 80, warp 8, and Captain Harry Kim. So Harry Kim finally gets to be promoted at long last. How do we all think of the final episode of Voyager Endgame? Was it too short? Was it kind of rushed together? Leave your comments below in the comment section. I look forward to reading them. The interesting thing about this ship was that they were going to use the Equinox because it was a fan favourite. But Robert Bonchoon wasn't too happy about this. So he decided to take it on his own bat and decided to update the Equinox, which was designed by Rick Steinbach. And I have to say, this ended up being a very great decision. And thank you, Robert, for all your hard work on bringing us the lovely USS Rhode Island. So guys, here she is, and isn't she beautiful? Let's go in a little bit closer. So as we get in a little bit closer, her deflector dish resembles Voyager's. Her secondary deflector dish, I should say, for the saucer section, which I think was a very clever design by Rick when he initially designed Voyager, that because of the shape of the hull, he decided that she would probably need another deflector dish. So I love the secondary deflector dish. He cleaned up a little bit of the hull. This is just, again, by Eaglemoss, is a very, very good detailed model. Let's kind of just go slowly through her. I'm just going to move her down, and we'll turn her around and we'll take a look at the back of the ship. She sits nicely on her stand, which is always good with these ships because sometimes they can be a little bit wonky. So maybe I'll take her off her stand here. So we have our shuttle bay at the back. And again, nice crisp detail on this. The paint application has been fantastic. We'll just check and see with the seam lines. There are slight bits of gap, unfortunately, but overall this is one neat, nifty little ship. And as we can see, she's kind of got her form of an aero shuttle as well. Warp core area there. Let's check the detail out in this part here now, if we can focus in. USS Rhode Island, that is nice. So I love the colours on her. I think Eaglemoss have done a very good job on this ship, and one that has been well and truly overlooked. So most of us all in the UK by now have this, but for the guys in the US, this is something that you'll be eagerly awaiting. I know everyone's all about the Franklin. As soon as all this package came in, the Franklin was the first I pulled out of the box and was the first thing I reviewed. And sorry I've been so late with this review because, as I said, I had the AMT Enterprise models to put together for you guys, but absolutely beautiful. So if I can whack her back on our stand, what we'll do is we'll put her beside the Equinox and see the difference. But as I said, it is kind of an amazing story, and Doug kind of, was it Doug? I'm nearly sure it was Doug that kind of told us that Robert took it on his own bat and spent his own time to do this ship. So it is brilliant, because we do like to see evolutions of starships. And as we can see, a few slight changes. He's filled out the primary hull, which is nice. My tip. Put in more traditional bridge dome. Not that there was anything wrong with what Rick came up with, because I like both of these ships. I think they're both very, very well and cleverly designed and thought out. I like the more advancement in the warp nacelles. That continues down the line, but overall, it's nice to have both these ships in the collection. So well done, Eaglemoss. I have to say, that is a great ship, and as I said, well overlooked by the Franklin. And to me, when I got this box in, I got the Franklin, the Rhode Island, and Arctic 1, and I have to say I was well impressed by all three. So without me going on and too much longer, let's have a look at Arctic 1. So now we move on to Arctic 1, and lovely front cover, operated by the Borg, launched the 22nd century, length 80 meters, top speed warp 4.98, giving the Enterprise a run for its money. Destroyed in 2153. Now, this is designed by John Eaves, and what a guy. I love his illustrations, and I just love his passion for Star Trek. Big Star Trek fan throughout all the years, and the great news for us fans is that he is working on Discovery, so I know we're going to be getting some tasty ships from that production. Now, one thing is the Borg in Enterprise. What did you think of it? I thought it was very cleverly done, and a play off from what happened in First Contact, and I thought it was a great episode of Enterprise. And the great thing about this magazine is just John and his illustrations are just absolutely fantastic. And I really hope at some point down the line we'll actually see John do a book, because I think his artwork and illustrations are fantastic. So without going on too much longer, let's take a look at the ship. So guys, here is Arctic 1, and straight away, out of the box, we have fun and games to get this on its stand. Now, you don't have to alter it. It will go on the stand. It's just kind of figuring this one out. It's a bit of a jigsaw puzzle. Not the best stand designed by Eaglemoss, I will have to say. But if I can kind of, while it's on the stand, we'll try and get in nice and close, just so you guys can work this one out. Because normally, by now, we kind of figured out how these sit in a stand. And this one is fun and games. But that's how she should sit on the stand. So take your time, be very careful, because there is small parts on this, so you don't want it. So it's just literally a matter of, probably won't go on now, but however, I'll try and get better images of it. So as I said, we're going to have lots of fun with this. But be careful, guys, as you have lots and lots of lovely... The detail on this is just, see, like what I mean with parts. So be careful putting this on the stand. It is not one of Eaglemoss's greatest achievements, that stand. I know people do complain about the stand sometimes, because they do get wobbly, wonky. Ships can fall off them after time. So anyway, without going on too much about the stands, let's look at this. Now, I know one or two of us out there will spot out straight away that this is a very black colour compared to what we see in the episode. Now, there is reasons behind why things like this do happen. This could be the actual initial original colour for the CGI model, or the studio model. Well, I don't think it was a studio model, it was CGI at the time. And just whatever way they have light. So if you see with light, if I kind of reflect it there towards light, the colour comes down. But this is actually quite black. So it is darker than what we see on screen. But you know what? For once, I actually like this colour, looking at it closely. I had seen it on the Eaglemoss unofficial fan site with Dave, and I do agree with him. The colour's wrong, and he's done a fantastic job with a spray to lighten the colour. But I'm actually now going to leave this as it is. But this is... wow. This is going to definitely be one of my favourites. Just the level of detailing in on this is fantastic. She's going to be a very, very delicate ship. So be very careful. As I said, getting this on the stand and protecting her, because you've got the little bits that are pointing out. But look at the detail on this, guys. And it is fantastic work by John. He's done wonders with the Borg, and so has Doug. But this is, I'd say this would have been a designer's fun to design a Federation or Starfleet or research vessel and then have it Borgified. And this to me is absolutely fantastic. And I know one or two people might skip this in the collection, but I think you're mad. Just beautiful. So this month, as I said, it was a wow factor for us here in the UK. As I said, any of the collectors that have subscribed to these and don't have to wait to get them in the shops and purchase the Franklin. You know, we had the Franklin, the Rhode Island, and Arctic One, and what 3 fantastic models for the collection. And this is really, it's just so much going on in this ship, and so much detail has been put into it. I have to say, hats off to Eaglemoss on this one. Only downside is the stand. So I'm going to pause my camera for a few minutes, because I know I'm going to have fun and games trying to get this back on the stand. And again, be careful there, that's a very fragile piece. So what we'll do is I'll get this back on the stand, and I'm going to put it in scale with another 1 or 2 of the ships. Mainly diecast is here, okay, but the rest of it, it's all plastic. So as I said, be careful with this lovely little ship. Now the funny thing is, I paused the camera and I got it on the stand in one go, so there is hope for us all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place her beside our tactical cube, and there she goes. As I said, she is very delicate to get on the stand. Only doing these, can you see? So as I said to you all, guys, just be careful. So as you've just seen there, she can come off the stand very, very easy. So I will probably do some adjustment to this stand, because I like this model a hell of a lot, and I do fear that she will easily get damaged. So I'm going to pause the camera once more. So this time I'm not going to touch Arctic One. She is on her stand. She is very, very nice. And there she is beside the tactical Borg cube that we got earlier on in the collection. Now, let's put her to scale with the lovely Borg cube from Japan. Yes, this is the famous infamous Borg cube that isn't part of the Eaglemoss collection. It's only available for the guys in Japan, and this is one cracking Borg cube. Just going to put on something to mount her there for a second. If you haven't, check out my review on this fella. Very hard one to get. I had to go through a Japanese auction site, but she is beautiful. So here is danger, danger. The Borg are coming to assimilate. Resistance is futile. So that concludes my review of Arctic One and the Equinox. Or sorry, not the Equinox, the Rhode Island. So guys, leave comments below. Please subscribe to the channel and hit that little bell icon to get more notifications of my reviews when they come online. I do have a couple of things on the desk actually waiting to get reviewed. There's been a little bit of a backlog, but I think the next reviews will be the next issues of Eaglemoss, the big 100. Yes, 100 and 101. So looking forward to reviewing those ships next. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. and take care. Slán go fóill and Iarrá.